Someone once told me that if you give directions using restaurants as landmarks, that you're a foodie. Hi, I'm Chris Cook, and I am a foodie. Haven't always been a foodie. I ate nothing but plain hamburgers in Mexican restaurants. Never ate pizza till I was 14. Chinese food consisted of chicken chow mein and pork fried rice, and I never even put dressing on my salad until I was probably 20 years old. My best friend in my 30s was from China, and she introduced me to some pretty authentic Chinese restaurants, and I think that's really what sparked my love of food. I'm always looking for new places to try and new things to eat. So today I'm sitting in one of my favorite places here in Reno. It's called Daughters Cafe. I wrote my first blog about Daughters, so I thought it only appropriate that I introduce my video from here. And I'd like to thank Barb for allowing me to take up some of her space and her time, and I hope you all enjoy. One source we frequently use to find new places is Yelp. This is a great resource for finding out what other people think about the places in your area. I originally started using Yelp when traveling to new places, but then thought, why not use it locally? In the past, I only went to places that I had seen while driving around or those that friends mentioned. Yelp allows me to bookmark places I want to try as well as those that I already enjoy. It comes in handy when I can't decide what I want. Besides Yelp, I also subscribe to Groupon, Living Social, and SweetJack. This is a great way to try new places without spending much. You typically pay about half price for your meal. Another option is Restaurant.com. Sometimes you can catch a deal for a $25 gift certificate for just $4 instead of the normal $10. The caveat is that you usually have to spend $35 to use the $25 gift certificate, but I still saved $21, which is more than 50%. I was born and raised in Vegas, lots of restaurants with famous chefs' names on the doors. Moving to Reno, I really wasn't sure what to expect. I've been pleasantly surprised by the number of really quality restaurants here. One thing I like about Reno is the small town feel. I thought that might mean limited food choices, but boy was I wrong. I have a few breakfast places like Daughters Cafe and Hometown Cafe. We found some fabulous Mexican food here in Reno, so I'm not sure I can pick just one favorite. We had a hard time finding good pizza for a long time, but have since found quite a few good places. Recently, I started blogging about my experiences at some of these local restaurants in Reno and Sparks. My blog is called Sincere Love. It comes from a quote by George Bernard Shaw, "There is no sincerer love than the love of food." I also started a Facebook page by the same name where I post my blogs. The first few places I blogged about were pretty amazing. I began to question whether I was biased. Not every place I go can be this good, right? How much credibility can I have when everything I say about the places I go is so good? While there are some fabulous food choices in Reno, not everything is wonderful. When I use Yelp, I'm likely to avoid the not so great places though. When using Yelp, you can't simply look at the overall rating. You really have to read some of the reviews, especially if they don't have 4 or 5 stars. Some people have different ideas about what is good and what isn't. I feel like I know Chinese food having traveled to Hong Kong and China. However, what I like may not be considered mainstream, so if a review is negative, keep in mind that it is one person's perspective. In our travels back and forth across the country, we have also found that the little hole-in-the-wall places usually have some of the best food. We have stumbled upon some really good food this way. These places don't have to look good to draw customers. They stay in business because they provide a good product. Don't get me wrong, they aren't always good. Some of them are as horrible as they look. A friend recently compared these places to diamonds in the rough. Sometimes you stumble upon a real diamond and sometimes you don't. I would love to hear about some of your favorite places to eat in the Reno, Sparks, Tahoe area.